Well, Jeckyll, my boy. That was a capital evening, excellent food, wonderful company and a fine cognac to finish. I'm pleased you enjoyed our little soiree, Dr. Salisbury. I certainly did, my boy, yet I think you haven't just invited me over here to wine and dine me. You are very perceptive, sir. I do indeed have an ulterior motive for asking you over. As you know, I have for some years been researching the characteristics that determine whether a person will be good or evil. I am familiar with your work, Henry, although, as I have previously expressed, I am skeptical as to its practical value. There is a fecklessness which both determines and defines the lower classes, and promotes the evil which festers within them. You would be better served turning your research to identifying those women whom should be prevented from bearing children that will go on to display these traits. Yes. Quite. But you see, I think I've made a breakthrough into better understanding how evil can be created and therefore removed from a person's character. I believe that the answer lies in the stimulus of the pineal gland. Ah. Now I see your purpose. You are aware of my work in the area of brain stimulus and its effects. But that's awfully dangerous, Jeckyll. In order to test your theory you would need to work on the subject while they were alive, and all of my experiments in this area have been post-mortem. Brain stimulus of a living subject would require brain surgery, which would be too traumatic. And that is where I have made my breakthrough. I have created a serum which when ingested stimulates the area of the brain, including the pineal, and will alter the personality of the person taking it, to take on the opposite characteristic trait to their own. So you mean that if an evil man were to drink this serum, he would be endowed with the personality of a gentle and benevolent man? Yes. And vice versa, my boy. This is astonishing, but what concoction of ingredients could possibly bring about such a radical change? Well, I came upon them by chance, after I accidentally mixed peanut butter with the drink, root beer. And does this elixir have a name? Yes. I have christened it pea root nutter butterbeer. But would this change be permanent? Well, this is what I am unsure of. All of the dogs I tested initially displayed a change in their attitude, however they all went on to die within a day. That's why I wanted your advice. I believe that the effects of the dose necessary to stimulate the brain would not have the fatal consequences when introduced into the body of a human subject. If your tests have failed in such a way, then there is no way that I could recommend further trials. The risks to a human test subject would be far too great. But doctor, the potential of pea root nutter butterbeer to rid the world of evil is surely worth the risk, no, Jeckyll? That is my final word on the matter. If you persist in this madness, I will have no alternative other than to inform the Royal Society, and have you dismissed from practice. But this is my life's work. It needs to be tested further. You can't expect me to just throw away 10 years' research. I'm afraid I can. And I do. But I will hear no more on this matter. And I will leave now, before you have chance to say something that we may both regret. Please pass on my thanks to Angela for the wonderful meal. I will see myself out, of course. A lifetime of work. Why can Salisbury not see the benefit to mankind that pea root nutter butterbeer would bring, an end to evil?
Henry. Is everything alright? I've just seen Salisbury storm out. He was gracious, and thanked me for a lovely evening, but it was clear that he was ill at ease.
We had a bit of a disagreement as to the value of my studies. He has forbade me from moving on to the next stage of human testing.
Oh my dear. I'm so sorry. I know how much this work means to you.
The man is an idiot, Angela. He cannot see the bigger picture.
I've never seen you like this, Henry. Dr. Salisbury is of the old school and errs on the side of caution, but I'm sure he has your best interests at heart.
He is only interested in the reputation of his precious society.
Well, I'm sorry that you are so ill-minded this evening. I will leave you to work through your thoughts. as I know from experience that you won't listen to anyone else when you're in this mood.
Angela? Why should I expect her to understand? I will find a way of proving my theory, whether the society condones it or not. If I am not permitted to carry out my tests on others, well, there is certainly nothing to prevent me from taking it myself. I will prove to the world that a man's character can be changed, or I will die in the pursuit of this dream. Okay. A quart of root beer, add 100 grams of peanut butter, stir. Et voila! Pea root nutter butterbeer. But what if it does go wrong, poor Angela? Forget Angela, forget them all. Your work is more important than anyone or anything. To immortality. Well, the die is cast. With the so-called arg. For God's sake, help me.